Welcome back to the Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Ponte, where we will hear stories of incredible people thriving against all odds. And my hope is that we can all see how life is always happening for us, even when we are the less than 1% chance. Hey, welcome back to Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Aponte. I am so excited to be back with one of the most inspirational people that I have seen. I've met him in 2016 through the group that we're both a part of that really teaches personal development, and we do charity work, and it's just amazing. So I have met some incredible people, and this is definitely one of them. I feel like I've seen him grow up and evolve and change and hit some really big milestones in his journey, and it has just been such a joy to watch. I wanted to bring him on. I'm so excited to have him. So she is a small town girl with a big town dream, or that's how he likes to see himself. So Mike is a personal trainer, cosplayer, comedian, actor, hospitality professional, and a Panera Sip Club member, hailing from Lakewood, New Jersey, but he moved to Orlando about a decade ago, which is where we met. Since then, he's felt this passion for personal training, the world of cosplay, since his health and fitness journey began in 2019. So for 5 years, he has been on this journey, and it has been incredible to witness. So I am so excited to introduce you to Mike. Mike, welcome.
Hi, that was like the best intro ever, and I'm just trying to get that Panera sponsorship for the Against All Odds podcast. So Panera, reach out to your girl, because we will be sipping on all the teas and charged lemonades throughout the
Yeah.
podcast. I love it. Thank you so much for having me on Against All Odds. It's an honor. And yes, we've known each other for almost a decade at this point. 2016,
Yeah.
It's been 8 years. And that's
Yeah.
the fact that you see me when I was, God, a woman never reveals her age, but 24, I think when I was 24 when we met. And now
Yeah.
I'm 32. But yeah, it's kind of weird that the group has seen me evolve from a very young adult to a young adult. We'll just say that. But yes, no, thank
To
you so
another
much for
young
having me.
adult.
Yes, an adult to an adult, a childlike adult to a even more childlike adult. Let's be real. But thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. Can't wait to share and
Yes.
grow and learn as always.
I love it. I love it. So you've had an inspiring journey. I want to kind of take us back a little bit to what got you to where you were,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that in itself was against all odds, and so much to kind of unpack from there. And then we'll kind of trickle into what changed and then how's it going.
Okay.
So give me a little bit of the past and what got you to where you were when
The
we first met.
backstory, if you will.
Yes.
Awesome. So I would say my journey, well, I mean, as I said earlier, 32 years young. So I think I was born and raised in Jersey in the 90s, 2000s, which I still think is the best decade. I think any millennial will say that. My childhood and my upbringing, I had a loving family, mom, dad, older brother, older sister, very Americana background. I had the cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. Didn't have the white picket fence, but I did have two little dogs. And I grew up in suburbia, New Jersey, just trying to figure out who I am. I think my journey for me started, I was an overweight child. I think as young as maybe 11, 12 years old. I mean, my mom always had a loving heart. She literally signed me up for Weight Watchers at 12 with a pediatrician's approval. And I had struggled with weight since probably that. I went to go see a heart doctor at 12 because I was overweight. I had high blood pressure, ran the family, a lot of it ran the family. So my health and fitness, I mean, at 12, I was overweight. And that's
Yeah.
2003, 2004, which I like to name like the biggest loser era, which
Yeah.
I think was one of the most. I just saw a recent documentary about it. It was such an inspiring, but it's awful. And
Yeah.
I was in that diet culture, and that still affected me even into my young early 20s. I tried Weight Watchers 3 times. I was a repeat offender at Weight Watchers. And then growing up sexuality wise, being a member of the LGBTQ community and figuring that out, that's a double whammy, being an overweight kid and then thinking, okay, I like guys. Well, that's not normal. I'm supposed to have girlfriends in high school, not boyfriends. So that mixed together a lot of high school bullying, which is unfortunate, but I think it made me a nicer and kinder person. I think that it made me more compassionate. If I was the popular guy in high school, I really would be afraid of who I would be now. I'd probably be selling real estate. Let's just be real. Or insurance. I would be a dude bro. I would be drinking beers at Miller's Ale House or Buffalo Wild Wings. I'd probably be a nice insurance salesman and still be deeply in the closet. But I digress. We don't talk about that. But I would say college was my breaking point for against all odds, if we're talking about that theme, was 2018. I went through my early adolescence, and I think you saw the beginning of that in 50 million, I am 50 million, our social group. I was very immature, and most 21 to 24-year-olds are. They think they know everything. They think that I was just freshly out of college. I was working at, I can say I no longer work for them, but I worked at Disney. I was like thinking I was all that and a bag of chips, family size probably, but I thought I knew everything and I thought I had it all made, and I didn't care about health. I got up to 305 pounds in 2018, and I remember my against all odds moment, I'll call it. I'll remember the date because I always remember October 11th, because you always remember the day. You always remember where you were. I was crying into a bag of McDonald's food at a McDonald's. I just had a panic attack and I just ate. When your receipt at a fast food restaurant mimics a CVS receipt, you know you have a problem. Listen, and I love CVS. We all know that. But
it's like mile long.
It's miles long. You know, my order sounded like a phone number, and I could joke about it now, but the amount of food I would put into my body is just, it was so unhealthy. And food numbs a lot of things, and it's still a problem to this day. Well, I wouldn't say a problem, but I've learned to not use food to medicate. But I was like, I don't want to live anymore. What am I on this earth for? I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being tired. I wasn't sleeping well, etc. And then I had a doctor tell me a couple days later, because I went to her and said, listen, I can't sleep. I sleep 3 hours a night. Had to get tested for sleep apnea at 27, being tested for sleep apnea, having high cholesterol, pre-diabetic. My kidney functions weren't the best. Now, they weren't like catastrophic, but my doctor was saying, listen, you're going down a very unhealthy road, and you have too much potential to be wasting on this. Even my doctor saw something special in me, and I've now had her for probably a decade since being down here. And shout out to your medical care professionals. When you find good ones, keep them. She's like, you have way too much potential in this world to give up on this. And she goes, I hope that this is the wake-up call that you need, and I'm here for you for that. And I went to a sleep apnea doctor, moderate to severe sleep apnea. I was waking up more than 9, 10, 11 times a night, snoring, crazy. I still have it to this day, but nothing to where it once was. So I was like, I had it, and I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I've dieted and failed before. I was on Instagram one night, and the new Shazam movie was coming out very shortly. I want to say it was in pre-production, and there were photos of Zachary Levi as Shazam, and he was like so well built, and he was in the suit. It was a muscle suit, but like, I was like, wow, I want to like, and I knew the story of Shazam, like a little kid that got superpowers and now is an adult. I'm like, that's me. That's 100% me. And I found one of my friends, Matt, who's based in Oklahoma City, does a Shazam cosplay. I'm like, oh, I know what cosplay is. I've seen it. And he was like, I just messaged him one day and was like, hey man, I'm just learning what cosplay is. Can you explain it to me? We had like a 3-hour conversation. It was amazing. It was over so many days. I had friends who knew how to cosplay. I was just going down an Instagram rabbit hole, and I'm going to get to the point finally, because I know I get long-winded, but I found my coach, Andrew Latomsky, who I will always credit as saving my life. He's a Thor cosplayer based in Australia. You've seen him. Spitting image of Chris Hemsworth. Like it's scary. And he does online.
It's pretty awesome.
He's phenomenal. He's a great friend of mine. I've known him now for almost 5-6 years. I reached out to him in November of 2018, a month after the wake-up call. And I'm like, listen, I'm an American. I weigh 300 pounds. I need help. Can you please help me? And we had long conversations before I joined. I just celebrated my 5th anniversary with his team, which is now Geek Fitness. It was Team Accountable. And then there was no team at the beginning, but we celebrated 5 years because I joined him March 1st, 2019. I saved up a little bit of money and just to hire a personal trainer, basically. And let me tell you, that was the first 2 months of that training. I hated every moment of it Because there were days where I had to climb my stairs in my house with my hands because my knees, my thighs, my calves, everything hurt.
Yeah.
Everything hurt. But when you get to that point, it's do or die. For me,
Yeah.
it really was, this is my last chance.
I just think that's so powerful because, and coming from that moment of like do or die, if I don't take care of myself, I am going to die. It's just that reality check of like you face your mortality, and it's like you don't want anyone to have to go through that to get to making a decision. And it sucks that you have to get to that point, but sometimes that's what it takes for you to be like, all right, I'm all in. I'm going to suffer through the growing of this new me.
Right.
Exactly, growing pains of this just new me. And it's so powerful to see when we actually decide what can happen and what we're capable of.
And the journey doesn't stop when you hit your weight target or whatever. It's an ever growing evolution. I would say the first 2.5 years of my journey wasn't even mental. It was physical, purely physical. And I wasn't ready to take on those mental roadblocks that I had. And, being in therapy for over a year now, seeing a licensed medical therapist, being on a new path of medical health, mental health, whatever you want to call it. The first 2 years of my journey were nothing. I mean, there were mental changes here and there, but it was mainly a physical change. Now, mind you, we only met for the first time in person because he's based in Australia in November of 2019, right at the tail end of 2019. I've
Yeah,
only met Andrew in person twice in 5 years.
that's so
So I
crazy.
always let my clients know, hey, if I can lose weight and learn it from around the world, from a man 9,000 miles away, we can do it over Zoom. We can do it over Skype. We can do it through text. So
Yeah.
definitely the huge part of that pre-pandemic was the first part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so powerful because again, you took all excuses of everything and said, no, my decision is that this is going to change. And against all excuses, because I can imagine the mental part of that was like pushing through those excuses.
Yeah, I work too many hours. I am tired. I don't want to meal prep. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then I'm like, do you really want, I don't want to spend the money on these healthy foods, blah, 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 and research protein, da, da, da. I'm like, okay, well, an average hospital visit with a heart attack is almost 6 figures, even
Yeah.
with insurance. And I hate saying that because I don't want to like scare people.
It's
Yeah, I don't want
truth.
to.
It's
It's
true.
true though, and I learned
Yeah.
that in my NASM studies, and I'm like, that's insane that it's $1 trillion economy, medical care for those that are overweight or obese. I mean, I think I read a study recently, 1 out of 8 adult humans are considered obese, and that obesity is now more of an issue than hunger in our world. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's because we always hear about people that are hungry, homelessness.
Yeah.
Obesity now is more of an issue than malnutrition. I don't want to say malnutrition, hunger in this
Yeah.
world. And I'm like, that's insane to
Yeah.
me. I'm like, that's
It is.
bonkers.
It is. It's crazy. And which is why, I mean, I know that you love what you do because it makes an impact on people. That's why I love what I do. It's literally the tools that can help somebody make a decision to change. And it's so powerful to be able to provide those tools. It's like
It's
you're helping someone leave a better legacy for their own family. It's breaking generational insecurities, generational just all of the junk that, like you said it yourself, you were at 12 years old and you were doing Weight Watchers. That is craziness to even
I
think
don't think a
about.
12-year-old should be measuring salad dressing on a salad in a sixth grade lunchroom. And I remember doing that and having the little point scale thing. I don't want to badmouth Weight Watchers because for some people it works and that's
No.
phenomenal for them. I never want to badmouth anyone's diet or nutrition plan because I have clients that come to me that have tried all of that. So I
Yeah.
don't want any listeners to feel like I'm bashing Weight Watchers, but I don't believe someone under the age of 18 should be doing that. And my own professional opinion, personal trainer,
Yeah.
I'm like, kids need to be able to grow. But again, childhood obesity is a huge issue
It
in our
is.
country right now. And it's hard to like, you want kids to be active and be healthy, but in the same breath, kids are going to be kids. They're not going to get excited over broccoli.
Yeah.
I don't even like broccoli. It's like little trees. I don't like those. They remind me of little trees and I don't like them. So I get it though. But yeah, part one of that would be the against all, because I want to teach people that against all, there's nothing you can't do in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there are so many things that are possible in this world if you just have the fortitude and the belief that you can. It's hard to believe in yourself because the world sometimes makes you not want to believe in you.
Yeah,
Find your own true
absolutely.
power. It's unlocked so much. And I feel like I'm reading every self-help book in the Barnes and Noble catalog, but it's very true. Very,
Yeah,
very true.
absolutely. And then, so what drives you to then get to cosplay, and how did you end up getting into that? Because that was a whole nother
That was
like
enough. That was
world.
something that was totally unexpected. Now, Shazam finally happened for me. I would say some of my aha moments in cosplay. So I started cosplay in July of 2018. For those that do not know what cosplay is, it is a portmanteau of costume and play. Cosplay. So those two words together make cosplay. Now, a lot of people think it's very dorky and nerdy. It is. But it's fun. For me, I thought it was dorky and nerdy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear spandex and run around a convention center being like, oh, I'm Superman. Like that's just, to me, that's just silly. But I I don't want to say I didn't have a childhood because I did have a childhood, but you get to be a kid as an adult. Listen, I just did my taxes today. I'm like, can I go be Star Lord for a few minutes? Just kind of get out of that mindset. It was gross to go do
Yeah.
like adult stuff. Like I'm doing taxes, I'm doing an oil change. I'm like, can I just go be a kid for like 5 seconds? Because every kid's like, oh, I want to be an adult. No, you don't.
No,
Be a
you don't.
kid.
Kids, I told that
Build the
to my
pillow
kids.
fort, eat your chicken nuggies, have some vegetables with it, not broccoli, but be a kid because you're only a kid once.
Yeah.
For me, I'm
Yeah.
reliving a second
I
childhood.
I tell my
Um,
kids that all the time.
and rock on for that, my friend. Also, power to you being a mom. I could never. Children, listen, love helping them, love doing charity work. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but like, I could never have children. But cosplay for me, though, my first convention was Hero Hype Orlando in July of 2019. I was Green Lantern. I was only down about 40 pounds, but I learned a lot. I found a wonderful group, the Gotham Underground, which was a cosplay group that's based in Central Florida. Got to give them a little shout out. They're a wonderful group of people that are Gotham villains, heroes, all that. I met up with them. My first MegaCon experience, which is a big convention here in Orlando, was 2019. I only went one day in plain clothes, but I just wanted to observe and learn what was cosplay. And it was it's such a big encompassing thing because it's not just your superhero movies, it's film, it's television, it's anime, it's so many cool things, so many IPs. Like any of your favorite shows on Netflix or Peacock or Paramount Plus or Hulu or whomever, you can cosplay almost anything, to be honest, to be real.
Yeah.
Any fictional character, any like actor, it's really a wonderful community. Of course, every community has their pros and cons, but it was a very loving community, and I don't see that often anymore. I mean, at one point I was a competitive Scrabble player for 6 years, and that slowly became something that wasn't passionate for me anymore because of the toxicity. It happens in life, unfortunately. But I was looking for a new community. I was looking for people that could inspire me. And beyond just Andrew Latomsky, my personal trainer, I also met Andrew Lorenzo. A lot of Andrews changed my life. Something about the name Andrew. Andrew Lorenzo, I got to give him a little shout out. Melbourne Superman on Instagram, my running coach, my life coach, who's a Superman cosplayer, looks just like Superman. I think I've showed you a photo. Wonderful gentleman who's very passionate about cosplay and how it intertwines with personal fitness, much like Andrew Latomsky. He encouraged me to get out to conventions as well. So over the course of 2020, which I know was the year a certain thing happened, I'm sure you weren't aware. Maybe if you weren't, a little pandemic happened. But I went to Central Florida Comic Con in 2020, and I finally joined Gotham Underground. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the big year for me for cosplay. And then the world was like, nope,
Negative.
you are cosplaying at home, my friend. So I had a whole year to decorate and a whole year to do cosplays. I think the main point for me getting into it was 2021 was that against all odds year because I discovered that my power of cosplay and being heroes that inspire me can now inspire others. I would say Shazam, meeting Zachary Levi as Shazam in Shazam cosplay at MegCon 2021, it's really a powerful moment for me because I got to tell him my story about the weight loss, and he was like, "You look amazing. The suit looks so good on you. Let's take a photo." It was a moment that's ingrained in me forever. Getting to join Costumers with a Cause, which is a 501c3 here in Central Florida. I'm a proud admin and proud member of this community that we go to children's hospitals. We do Advent Health here in Orlando. We do Give Kids the World and so many charities around Central Florida. And then finding the strength you always connect with a hero. There's a character, there's a hero that you truly connect with. And for me, it's Star-Lord. Star-Lord has been my, like, not my, I don't know how to describe him, but like he is my little muse, my angel, my person that I really connected with.
Can you tell what mine is?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay, just
Duh.
checking.
Because you have Wonder Woman leggings. I know that. I've seen those.
I'm
She
Wonder
is
Woman.
Wonder Woman, though. You are
I
a
am.
living and breathing. She is a living and breathing Wonder Woman, ladies and gentlemen. Maria Ponte is that Wonder Woman. You really are. And I feel like you could do, and I mean, you could get the kids to dress up as the Justice League. I mean, honestly, your whole family could do a cosplay. I would be down for it. I'm willing to help. I will help make costumes. I will be the Edna Mode for that family, okay?
I love it. Yeah.
Listen, darling, it sounds then I'll do the whole voice and everything. I'll get on, I will walk like Edna and just do my thing. But Star-Lord for me is someone that I always describe him as a frat boy as meets a superhero because he doesn't take anything seriously. He's very goofy. He's very airheaded, but in a very good way. He's loyal to a fault. If you've seen Guardian movies, he's very loyal to his team. Rocket the Raccoon, Kraglin, Mondu, Cosmo, all the people he's in. He finds a family because he was abducted from Earth. He doesn't know his mother died. His father doesn't really know his father. He listens to music. I love music. I love it in workouts in my house. But I think what I just most with him is that he finds his family wherever he goes. And and loyalty is a huge thing for me. People that show me love and kindness, I want to show it right back because I wasn't, and I don't want to be a victim. I was treated horribly as a child. I was outcasted. I was never given that opportunity. But against all odds, I made it to Florida. I made it to college, graduated, got a master's, everything. And I am living proof that you don't let people stop you from living your dreams 100%.
Yes. That right there is, so I always say life is happening for you and not to you, because I learned that from my mindset coach that learned it from Tony Robbins, that, like it's just a
Little
trickle
Tommy
down
Robbins.
effect. But that is you taking life happening for you and not to you. So all of that, was it horrible? Yes, absolutely. But it made you a kind human. It made you literally look for the people and attract the people in your life that were going to be that extended family for you. And I see it in our 50 million group. I see it like with you and your cosplay. I see you do that, and I think that's such a blessing. Not everyone can do it. And you have found this because of your story. You have this amazing ability to connect with people and see them for who they really are and treat them as such. And it just, your kindness means no bounds. And I just think it's such a beautiful testimony to life is happening for you and not to you. You made it
Absolutely.
not the victim. You made it what made you propelled yourself to what you are right now.
To me, the biggest compliment I've been given in life is I've had people in Geek Fitness or my fitness group with the Andrews and all that. I had a member come up to me and two members go up to me and say, because of your story, I joined Geek Fitness. Because of what you've shown on Instagram, I joined it. I've had friends that I've gotten into Geek Fitness. I've had now clients. I mean, another against all odds moment we'll talk in a moment is I would love to talk about my NASM studies, my National Academy of Sports Medicine, becoming a certified personal trainer. If you would tell little Mike from 2019, 305 pounds, hey, you're going to be a certified personal trainer and you're going to be training people on how to health fitness, I'd be like, okay, pass the chips. Like, I wouldn't believe you for a minute about that, but it was something that it's an honor to hear from people and their stories of how just my story inspired them. And I don't want it to sound like it's egotistical or sometimes, but like
No,
for
it's
me,
true.
because sometimes I feel that way. I'm like, I don't want it's not about me. It's because we learn in 50 million. It's not about you. It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And I want to set the precedent of we can make a healthier world. I'm all for junk food sometimes. I will say that first and foremost, all foods fit into a diet. I firmly believe that. I don't feel like you should be excluding anything, but I just want to promote healthy eating habits, great lifestyle choices. As you're drinking your water, we love a hydration queen, but I want to find good balance, but I feel like that's my teaching as a coach is that I understand what it's like to be addicted to the fat, the sugar, the salt. I've been there, done that. My car still smells like McDonald's French fries sometimes. It's true. Listen, if anyone has a great air freshener suggestion, my DMs are open and at Mike to the fullest on Instagram. But it's such an honor to hear from people. I was in Los Angeles last year. I got to go to Los Angeles, for crying out loud, to Los Angeles Comic Con, be with my team. I get to meet another great Andrew McLean, one of my dearest friends who is a personal trainer out in LA and is a content creator. And just meeting my Geek Fitness squad, having a dinner together in LA at Los Angeles Comic Con, getting to go to Disneyland with my crew, getting to go and like experience that whole trip for me was a what's the word? It encaps, I think is the word, encapsulated, encaps. I have an English degree. I'm sorry, I'm not using it. It really captured the moment for me of like, wow, all of this happened because I decided in 2019, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had enough and I'm ready to give it whatever it takes. Against
Yes.
all odds, I'm going to make it. And I'm still making it to this day. Do I still have my struggles? Absolutely. This is not a Cinderella story. The clock did not strike midnight. I didn't find my Prince Charming yet. Blah, 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 blah. We get that. I'm still looking for my Prince Charming. I'm still looking for that glass slipper. But I'm no longer scrubbing the floor at the, Wicked Stepsister's house. I'm at the ball having a good old time. And I want people to join me at the ball having a good old time. Yeah. So that to me was a huge moment of last year of like, wow, I'm really doing that. But the CPT thing, holy potatoes, that thing was to study for that was insane.
The certified personal trainer?
Yeah. So one of my friends said to me, why don't you have a personal trainer? I'm like, you're funny. I don't have muscles like that. He goes, but you've lost 100 pounds, dummy. You know how much knowledge you have? You doesn't matter what you look like. You can go train anyone. And I'm like, huh. So I ran it by Andrews and they're like, yeah, do it. So looked at NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm like, hey, sign me up for the payment plan. So for over 16 weeks in 2023, I studied every night, again, after work, at the Panera Bread, where we're a SIP Club member. I was drinking my iced coffees and my Diet Pepsis. And yes, I know that's not healthy. Don't want to hear it. I'm just kidding. Water. I was drinking water too. It may be brown and carbonated, but, it was water. It's water. Right,
listen, we've had this conversation since 2016, and I'm like, dude, stop drinking soda.
My blood is like 9% diet soda. I am so sorry to all those out there. I try to finish
so bad. Coffee. It's so bad for you.
She hates it. She hates it. She like literally every kickball. I'm like, hey, I will say I stopped buying soda in my house. My house does not have diet soda. The only soda is in there is ginger ale when I'm sick, because ginger ale is delicious when you're sick. Also on an airplane. But back to the point. I love how I go on tangents. The certified personal trainer, for 16 weeks, I had to study. I learned so much about the human body. It is science. It is so much science of like anterior, posterior, and the kinetic chain. And I didn't know what knee valgus was and knock knees and this and that and planning program. I thought it was just like telling people how to do sit-ups. No. It's like your body.
There's a science behind it.
There's a huge science behind it. Kinesiology is the thing. And I'm like, I have no idea how to spell kinesiology, but I'm going to learn. It was insane, that test. It was one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life. And I went to one of the best schools in the country for hospitality management. And I went to one of the best schools in the country for English literature and theater. That test I was so afraid. I was so nervous that I was not going to pass. And like, you get 3 chances. That first exam, I'll never forget, September 29th, I took my test, got my green little check mark, probably freaked out everyone in that entire plaza. So I apologize to everyone that heard the loud wailing of me, like, having my dreams come true.
Passing.
Yes, I literally was like, I American Idol golden ticket to Hollywood it. Like, I literally ran out the door with my paper. I'm going to be a certified personal trainer. Oh my, it was a moment. It was too much.
I could only imagine.
It was too much. I'm like, they were like, who is this kid? What? I don't trust him with a dumbbell. Why would I trust him with what? One of the best days of my life was to get that paper and be told, you know what? You went from morbidly obese to a certified personal trainer. And then that, to me, I'm still building the business to this day. I'm still accepting online clients. I'm accepting clients here in Orlando. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. And as a friend told me, your business may not be profitable the first couple of years, but even if you have one client, you're still doing your thing, even if you're still learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's like, there's this entrepreneurial roller coaster that you will learn. And there's going to be some really great times and some really not so great times. And you just have to stick it through the not so great times because it just goes back up. And again, it is such a inspiring thing. And I will add your before and after to the video. So if you are watching on YouTube, you will see his before and after. It is
Oh,
so inspiring.
oh,
So inspiring.
Big Deborah to Little Debbie. And she's still a snack. I love it. I love seeing that tagline. I went from a Big Deborah to a Little Debbie, and I'm still a snack.
You are the best. I just think that it's so cool because it is as simple as a decision.
And you can see the pain in my eyes in that before photo. I look at that
Oh,
before photo. I don't stop posting that before photo because someone
yes.
once said to me, "Why do you post before and afters?" And I'm like, "Well, I share my story. I share my thing. I don't want people to feel bad because some people might be that current before picture. There's nothing wrong with that. Every body is beautiful in any way, shape, or form. I'm all for body positivity in terms of being happy where you are right now. But if you want to make a change, by all means, go for it. If you don't want to
Yeah.
make a change, that's all on you. I can't force anyone to come work with me as a personal trainer, and I don't take it personal when there's a no, because I've had quite a few no's, but the yeses are totally worth it for me.
Yeah.
So people have to be ready. I can't force someone to train. And when I do train people, I have to give them the accountability of like, listen, I'm going to give you the program. I'm here for you, but this is on you. I can't force you to get on that bike. I can't force you to eat those great macros, but I'm here for you to realize that you can do it. If you need an ear, by all means, if you need a great chicken and rice recipe, holler, got you. Spices, use them. But I can't. I think the phrase is you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be led. And I don't remember who said that. I think it was Kourtney Kardashian. I don't know. Kourtney Kardashian. One of the Kardashians said, "You can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be led." And I love that for me. I love
Oh, I
that
love
quote.
that.
But yeah, the real quote is, "You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink."
Yeah.
But if the river was Diet Pepsi, I would be in that.
You would
I'm,
be
I'm,
all in there.
I'm sorry, Maria. I will bring a case of water to the next event, okay? I
Yes.
will not. Just saying, people drink more diet soda now, and I'm like, I did not cause this.
It's actually
It's not good
better.
for you. I get it.
It's
Listen,
actually
Linda,
better to drink regular soda than diet soda.
I like the
That's how
taste.
crazy it is.
I like the taste.
I know it, but
That's
it's
a different
like
podcast.
the fact that, and regular soda is disgusting for you anyways. People clean car batteries with Coke. Like,
I get
are
it.
we kidding? Imagine what it does to your insides. But regardless, diet Coke or diet soda, even worse for you than
Mhm.
regular. It is just
I
mind blowing.
100% agree with that. I will say this: I used to drink, and you're gonna like probably vomit on camera when I say this. I will admit it. I used to drink a 2 liter, a full 2 liter. Yes, I know, right? How the hell am I not diabetic? I don't know. But I know my heart was doing the same thing. I have gotten it down to, I haven't had a soda today, actually, to be fair. I've had a black coffee. I will say I have found the joy of regular coffee with a splash of almond milk, a little teensy weensy bit of sugar-free creamer, nothing crazy, but I found the joy of almond milk. So I try to replace my soda with coffees now, hence the Panera. But I won't be like feel like, oh, I never drink. I do drink soda,
Yeah,
but I think with a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle, you can have your splurges here and there.
of
Will say,
course.
for example, get your blood work done.
Yeah,
I will say I get my blood work done once a year. My doctor and I go through it, and it's 5, 6 pages. I can tell you what my A1C, my white blood cell count, my kidney function, liver functions. I never understood how much blood work, like how much information people
it gives you.
hyperfixate on the scale. And let me tell you, I had to battle that scale. Me and her, I put it in the corner and told her to think about what she just told me. I have put that girl in the corner and she's like, you are staying there. I don't care it's water weight. Screw you. I'm trying not to swear. There's children probably watching and listening. I am sorry, kids, but yeah, I don't want to swear. But I will say this to my clients: scale, yes, it's a tool. 100% get it. I gained a little bit of weight this last year, but a little bit was muscle and a little bit was fat. I totally get that I have to change my diet up. It was a bit of an emotional year, but your blood work, I would argue, is more important than your body
Absolutely.
weight, because
Absolutely.
your blood reveals everything, almost everything. And I'm not a medical professional, but as my doctor has told me, blood reveals dang near anything, everything and anything.
Yeah.
And happy to say that I used to have a cholesterol of 250. My cholesterol happily is now 168. So it's like phenomenal. My family has that history of diabetes and blood pressure issues and cholesterol and all that. So I have to be very, very careful. I get it. So
you're breaking generational curses.
Yes, 100%. We just can't do about diets for 15 minutes. I did. I changed it, and yay, go me and my successful A1C score.
I love it. So as you could tell, Mike is just a ball of joy.
He definitely.
I just want to get back. What limiting beliefs or roadblocks did you feel like you had to face and overcome to get to where we are today?
I just really mentioned it, is that my anxiety is crippling at times. 100%. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder in 2022. That's one of the first times I've shared that, is that, yeah, I have anxiety and it's horrible. I hate it. I just thought it was a normal way of thinking. You know, I thought, oh, people always question whether they're friends or their friends. And they question, did I say too much? And now people hate me. And I don't shut up, so therefore I don't deserve friends, blah, 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 blah. And my doctor looked at me and went, okay, and my therapist was like, wait a minute, that's not right, but we're going to talk. And then he's like, you have a lot of anxieties. And I'm like, wait, this is not normal. He goes, but it's okay. We're going to work on it. So anxiety was a huge roadblock because I've always had to mask who I was, especially with the whole LGBTQ thing. Anxiety definitely was the huge roadblock for me because, again, I had to mask who I was for so long. It seeps into you where you don't want to reveal who you really are because you're afraid of what people will say or think.
Yeah. Can I ask you what age you came out?
I came out, I knew I was gay. I knew I was gay around 15, 16 because I had no interest in girls. I was just interested in the guys. My first job, I had crushes on the guys. I worked at Six Flags in New Jersey. We call it Great Adventure. I was just crushing on my male coworkers and not the female coworkers. And I was like, oh, it's just a phase. I'll get over it. No, honey, no. You're one of those special ones. You're gay. And I'm like, all right, fine. But that wasn't my initial response. So 15, 16, I came out to my parents at 19 to no one's surprise. No, my mom laughed it off. My dad was like, okay. My dad's like, what's for dinner? Like, what? Like, yeah, we knew you were gay. Come on, let's go eat dinner. We love you. Let's go. That's
amazing.
Very grateful that my entire family, I mean, I've experienced homophobia in the real world, obviously, and that's unfortunate because sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
At this point. But especially in today's day and age, I want to be an example to kids and young men and young women who are in the alphabet mafia that we are who we are. There's nothing wrong with it. And
the alphabet mafia. That's the first time I heard it.
That's a common phrase, though, sis. That is a common phrase. Maybe because you're not in the community. Maybe I don't know.
I'm an ally. My son is gay.
You are an ally. I mean, we appreciate. We love Maria, the ally, 100%. No, you're welcome to the Pride Parade all the time. No, but I've heard the alphabet mafia so much. But yeah, well, because LGBTQIA plus, there's a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters.
Let's just say the whole alphabet, the alphabet mafia. But I want those kids that are 14, 15, 16. I want those young adults that are 18 to 24. You are so loved. You are so appreciated. Please don't listen to what people say. Please don't listen to what. And I know it's a scary time, especially with given our. I don't want to get too much wrapped into it, but the current climate we're in America, I get it. We hear all the negative baloney, malarkey, whatever you want to call it. I'm just a firm believer that you're allowed to believe in what you want to believe in. You're allowed to love who you want to love. We're all on this planet. We're not going to make it out alive, gang. Just, I don't know if anyone knows, but none of us make it alive. We don't keep any money, no parting gifts, no prizes, none of that. So with that being said, go into serious debt, go on vacation. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
Buy the pony. No.
But definitely go on vacation.
Definitely go on vacations though. But be who you are. Because it took me a long time and I'm still finally trying to get to that level of being like, you know what? I am weird. I am different. I am a unique. I am a blueberry in a bowl full of raspberries. And honestly, all those fruits are just as sweet. So I try and say that nowadays. So That's my mission, and my mission statement, or my why, is to, if I could go back in time and tell 2006 version of Mike, hey, I'm here for you. My therapist and my doctor said it's called healing your inner child.
Yes.
And I realize that now that cosplay was a huge part of healing my inner child. I want to give him a big hug and say, listen, brother, bud, bro, I'm here for you. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to be awesome. We just need to grow up a little bit, and we just need to tune out everyone that's telling you no. And truly, against all odds, you will make it. And you're going to be a success story. I think I would end it with Tyra Banks once said it best. And I know during her I know I'm quoting Tyra Banks here, but in America's Next Top Model, she was yelling at this one contestant as she was getting eliminated. But I love the quote, but I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn. Take responsibility for yourself. Bonus points if you get that episode reference, because it's one of the most iconic moments in reality TV history. Regardless, I love that quote. Yeah. I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn, and I take responsibility for myself. And I think everyone needs to do that. You have to hold a mirror to yourself sometimes.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So what are the daily habits that, or rituals that you would say have helped you reach to the level of success where you are now, and what's going to help you move forward?
Every day, I try to wake up with gratitude. Every day I wake up, I try and say to myself, thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, universe, for another day. I am here. Thank you for... I watched a recent TikTok about gratitude and about people complain about their jobs or their homes or whatever. So I really want to say that I'm grateful that I have a job that I get to go to, and they're very flexible with my career as an actor and a cosplayer. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head, that I can live and sleep, and a bed to sleep in. So I'm grateful for the little things. I try to practice gratitude as much as I can.
Yeah.
A cup of coffee. We talked about this whole caffeine thing the entire stinking podcast. A cup of coffee in the morning, really. I call it my adult chocolate milk, honestly. It's just like a little... I used to love chocolate milk as a kid, but for me, it's comfort to have that cup of coffee in the morning, just to have that zen moment of, I'm here, I'm enjoying this cup of coffee, going to the gym, or some form of physical activity. I work 10-hour shifts at my job right now, and I'm tired at 4:30. I don't want to deal with traffic and all the baloney that it is. But I hop on that express lane, pay that $250, and be like, I'm beeline to the gym, getting my fitness on, and I'm going to go home and make a nice dinner that I've already prepped, meal prep. I meal prep. That's the thing that I would say the biggest tool in the world. I just did it today. You need to meal. I don't care if it's just frozen veggies in your freezer. You take 30 minutes, you cook your proteins. I did my turkey and my chicken, and I'm good for the next 4 days. I'm good to go. Do it once a week. I season my chicken, season my turkey, air fry the chicken because it's faster, grill the turkey, good to go, in Tupperware, ready to go. Single serve rice, single serve veggies, perfect. I'm good to go. Restock my water. Water, by the way. Water.
Yes.
Show it to the camera. Water. Restocking my water, even though it's bottled, I get it. What else do I practice daily? Making someone laugh, whether it's just a silly joke or a 45-minute tangent about reality TV, diet soda, and the Kardashians. I like to make people laugh. That's just been one of my natural gifts. A lot of my coworkers, a lot of my friends. Someone once said I'm a pixie stick and a bag of Sour Patch Kids all wrapped in one. Honestly, not healthy, but it's a very an intense, sugary moment. But it's undeniably you can't miss it. It's undeniable, but it's so good sometimes. But sometimes it's a little too much. We've been learning to dial it back and read the room, but never dim your light in front of others. I don't know what the phrase is. Whatever. But the point being, I'm going to get on the point. It's making people laugh. I love that moment of making someone smile, making someone feel good for a moment. Like, it's good. To me, I'm like, okay, I'm doing my thing. And it makes me feel good to know that I cracked a smile on someone that's having a rough day. Like, I was getting my coffee at Wawa today, and I cracked a joke with the Wawa cashier. She looked like she was having a rough time. She was having a long shift. She smiled and said, thank you for that. I'm like, you're welcome for that. Because, again, I think everyone needs a laugh once a day. You need to laugh at something.
I agree.
So true. And I think the last thing that sets me up for success, I am a list person. I need to make a to-do list. I need to make an organization list. My calendar that I love, I have 2 calendars, actually. I have a month view calendar and a week view calendar. So I write all my events, so I'm not guessing what do I have to do, this, that, and the other, but it just keeps me motivated to think, okay, I have my goals I wouldn't say vision board, but I have my numbers board where I'm like, okay, where am I at with my debt? Where am I at with my car loan? Where am I at with this and that? And like what it just keeps me grounded and knowing that I'm working towards goals. And
Yeah.
always having a goal is a good thing, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Constantly
absolutely.
striving for success.
I was just telling my son today, he was telling me about a friend that just sounded very depressed. And I was like, is he working? Because he was telling me that he had COVID at some point and got really behind in school and ended up dropping out in sophomore year. And I asked, I was like, do you know if he's doing anything? Is he like working towards anything? Because I feel like as humans, if we are not moving forward, we are moving back. Even if it looks like we're standing still, we're literally moving back. So have a goal, have something that pulls you towards living the next day and waking up the next day and being excited. And like, so I feel like writing things down, like, this is what I'm looking forward to, it just makes it that much more like you're pulled towards something, and it's less likely for you to be depressed. It's less likely for you to go through these moments of these downs. We all have them. However, if we are pulled towards something, it gives us that motivation to keep going, even in those moments.
100%. And protecting your peace is something that I've really learned this year because I've had a friend who was very depressed as well. And I've tried my best to be a good friend, but some people don't want the help. Some people just want to sit in it and they'll eventually will come to, or they're going to unfortunately falter. But you can't, I'm not going to do the horse and lead comment again, but it's boundaries
You
and
have
knowing
to,
you can't be the hero in everyone's story. And there's a reason why they say on airplanes, you put your mask on first before you help others. And
yes.
sometimes people want to take that mask and throw it out the window. I'm like, all right, cool. Bet I'm gonna breathe in this bag. It may not inflate, but I'm breathing. Just like Ariana Grande, just keep breathing. I've referenced so many pop people this week, but unfortunate because I want to help people, but they
Yeah.
have to help themselves first. I
Yeah.
just can't take a ladle of food and be like, here, eat. They need to have to eat on their own.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Unfortunate,
yeah,
but it's true. But so yeah, boundaries 100%. I applaud your son for trying to help your friend, but like, yeah, boundaries. If they want the help, they'll ask for it. If they don't want the help, I'm here for you for love and support, but you need to
yeah.
find that on your own, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love, love, love all of this. Is there one thing that you feel like you want to finish off with and big takeaway from your story?
What I would want to say is we all go through things in life. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't go the way that you planned. And it's a lot easier in life to give up than to give it your all. It's easier to give up than to give it your all. And it's hard in the very beginning. And I get that. It's the point where everyone wants to quit. But if you hold on and go against all odds, the results speak for themselves. 100%.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I know Maria believes in you. I want you to go out there and do your thing. If you're looking for a coach, Maria, I know, is always looking for clients. I'm always looking for, I got to do the promo. Like, if you're
Yes.
looking for a personal trainer just like me or Maria, social medias will be in the description, I'm sure.
Yes.
Whatever. Reach out to me at any point on Instagram. Looking for clients always online or in person in the Orlando area. Whatever your goal is, have one, go for it, live it, dream it, be it, love it, and go out there and fight the good fight. It's not over
Yeah.
till it's over.
I love it. I love it. Mike, oh my gosh, I just absolutely adore you. And again, it's so amazing to see your evolution, and I just felt so connected from the beginning to you because it was just like I saw this tender heart in this very insecure person, that you just needed that little bit of a tweak in your self-belief and self-worth and self-confidence to shine how you are shining. And I'm just so incredibly proud of you, like mama bear kind of proud.
I feel that.
um
Thank you so much.
and I'm so excited to have people listen to your story because I think it's super powerful. Anyways, I absolutely adore you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Listeners,
Thanks,
have an
listeners.
amazing day. All of his information will be in the show notes. Thank you for so much for listening today. Peace out, guys. Love your life.